Hi guys, so welcome to this video. I'll be looking at the Information and Communication Technology paper 3-1 May June 2023. For this video, I'll be considering the spreadsheet aspect. Okay, so let's begin. You have been supplied with the following source file, j31 weather.csv. So task one, evidence document, create a new word process document. So let me just do that quickly. Okay, so let me just be sure of the question first of all. Make sure your name, center number, and candidate number will appear on every page of this document. Save this document in your work area as J2331 evidence underscore followed by your center number underscore candidate number, for example, this. Okay, so let me just copy this just for convenience sake. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to open Word and then, of course, blank space. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just get to header and footer. I want to add my name. Oh, okay. So I just choose, what did I choose? I chose, is it header or footer? I think I chose footer, I guess. Let me undo that and then get to here. What I need is I just want to add a header. So let me just click on this one and then have my name. Oh, sorry, let me just have it like this. Kitchupanolefo is my name. Okay, so I'm going to go to the center here and then have NG156 as my center number, and then of course I'll have 0004 as my candidate number. Okay, so I don't think there's any way you should do this. Anyhow you want to, just the most important thing is to make sure that your name and center number appear on every page, right, from the question here. Okay, now so what we want to do here is to save this document in our work area. Now the first thing I want to do is to go to my file, my source file, where my files are. I actually like to create a new folder and then just call it work area. So I do this, I form this habit, and then I think it's actually useful. Okay, so this is where all my printouts will be, right? So what I'm going to do is just go to Word and then go to File and then Save As. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to look for my work area. It's in actually desktop. Where is this J31 underscore 2023? So I want to save this here. So remember that the name should be J2331 evidence underscore your center number NG156, and then of course underscore 0004, which is your candidate number. So I'll save that. Okay, so let me just minimize that and then let's consider the next question. Okay, let me see, I'll just highlight that. So task 2, spreadsheet. You are going to create a spreadsheet to calculate calculate and display weather data about 3 towns called Amata, Benchin, and Chelsea. Okay, open and examine the file j31weather.csv in your spreadsheet software. Okay, let me go to my source file. I think it's still in zip. It's still zipped, so let me just extract that. Yeah, let me just open that. Okay, so let's examine the file j31 weather. Okay, so let's see. So it is very important for you to, when they say you should examine the file, please try as much as possible to examine the file, look at the file, be able to have an informed idea of what the file is about. So if you look at this now, you see that I think the file is talking about average hours of sunshine per month here for January for Amata, Benchin, and Chelsea. number of days rain. So I think there's a couple of calculations that are going to happen here, and then you see the towns where sorry, the what's it called? So the towns are here, where the sunshine and rainfall are recorded. Sunshine here, you see sunshine here, rainfall here, and of course wind speed. So I think there are a couple of calculations that are going to go on here. So it's good to get an idea of the file before continuing. Yeah. So you see that this is the date, and then the date runs from January to February. That's it. Okay. Okay, so now we've got a gist of this. Okay, so let's see the next question. So we've examined the file. So save this as a spreadsheet with the file name weather underscore followed by your center number underscore candidate number, for example this. Okay, so I'm going to just copy this. I'm just going to, just for convenience sake, I'll copy weather. So I'll go and then save as, and then I'll go to browse for my file. Okay, I think no, I don't think it's here. I'm interested in saving it in my work area actually, so it's important that you save in work area. So the save as type you want to make sure is in spreadsheet Excel workbook, and then of course the name will be weather underscore ng156 underscore 004, sorry, 0004. That will represent my candidate number, right? So I'll save that. Okay, so place in the footer left aligned. So let me just first of all, let me just highlight these. I've done them so I won't be confused. Place in the footer left aligned the automated file name with no file path. Okay, so you want to actually go to insert, you want to get to I think text, yeah, header and footer. So, and I think, let me see, let me be sure where it is. Left align, yeah, in the footer. So I want to get down to the footer, and then left align here. I'm going to click here, and then we are going to add the left align, yeah, automated file name. So as you click here, you want to just click on file name here, and that will add it for you. Just that's what it is. Okay, right. So the next one is right align your name, center number, and candidate number. Okay, so you want to actually go to the right and then have your name. My name is Kechupu. And I'll leave for comma. You want to have NG156. That should be my center number, and then my candidate number will be 0004. Okay, and I think that's about it. So I want to, sorry, I need to click inside. When I click inside, I can now click on normal here from view. Okay, so if you go to file and then print, you will see that the footer has been added, the file name, and of course your information in the footer. So I think we're good. All right, so let's move on. Let me just select this again. And then number 2, format rows 1 to 17 of the spreadsheet to look like this. Okay, so look like what we have here. Okay, so apply the formatting in rows 15 to 17 down to row 73. Okay, cells in rows 1 and 13 must be merged and center aligned with a 16-point font as shown. Cells in the range A6 to C11 must be merged as shown. Okay. A6 to C11. Let's see what that is. Use A6 here. C11 here, right? They must be merged. Okay, so let's first of all, I think the idea is for us to actually make our spreadsheet to look like what we have here. Okay, so let's take it one after another. So what I'm going to do, let me just probably Let me just get this one to the side, and then of course get this to the side. I'm going to just take it one after another. Okay, so here I think this has been selected to up till D cell, what's it called, that's D1, right? So I'm going to just select everything here. Everything has to be merged, so I'm going to go to where is this place again? Okay, I'll go home and then go to is it editing again? Because this, okay, I think it's alignment or something. Yeah, because of this smaller window, so I'll be able to see all my formatting tools. Okay, so I'm going to merge it. I think merge and center. I'll leave it at that, and then let me see. The next thing I want to do is to, let me just, first of all, let me just bring this. Let's see. So I'm alright. Align all these guys. Okay, first of all, let's merge all this here. Okay, so I'm going to merge all these. So I'll just select one and then hold down my control key. Select them one after another. Select from select all these. Okay, and then go to alignment group and then merge. So let me just do merge across so that it doesn't have to merge and center for me. Okay, so everything is merged here up till benching. That's C 11. Okay, all right. So the next thing I want to do here is to right align them. So because they're looking right aligned, so I'm going to still go to alignment and then right align them. I like to take this one at the middle. So right aligned. So I will actually let me just adjust the. Let me adjust this one to the left, and then of course use what I call the text wrap. I think where's text wrap? Okay, wrap text here. I want to click on it so that this row 11 is going to wrap this. So I'm going to just go down a little further just to make it show, and then see how it looks. The next thing I want to do is to, okay, so let me just bring this to the left a little further, making sure I don't compromise the rest of it. Okay, and then let me just push this one also further, and I think it gives me, now it's beginning to look like what we have in the question, right? Okay, so the next thing I will do, if you look at the question here, you see that cells in rows 1 and 13 must be merged. Okay, so which we've already done. 1 and 13. Okay, oh, look at these ones, they should be merged. Okay, so one has been merged already, so row 13 here, they have to be merged here. So let me just select them one after another by holding down my control key. I'll select these, I'll select this, and then I'm going to go to alignment. So yours might look differently because of I'm kind of putting the windows together, you know. So let me just merge and center. Okay, of course they have to be 16 points from the question. They have to about 16 points, so I'm going to just make it 16 points. Let me be sure 16 point as shown. Okay, so of course from what is shown, they are italic and then bold, so we're good with that. So everything here also have to be 16 also. Am I correct? Be merged and center aligned with a 16 point font as shown. Okay, all right, so we need to center. Let me just first of all 16 point, let me make it 16 points first of all. Bold and italics, and then of course making sure that everything is center aligned. Okay, so this also is center aligned, I suppose. Center aligned, yes. Okay, let me just align it vertically also. All right, Let me see. Okay, and then also I think it's also shaded. Okay, so let me just take this. Which one should I take now? I think this is okay. I'll take the same thing for this. Okay, I think we're good here. I'll take the same thing here. Um, okay, good. The shading here. What's next? Okay, so the next thing I want to do is okay, so amateur, benching, and Chelsea, they are all bold. So I'm going to just make them bold. And of course, the January and February here, they are also right aligned. So I'm going to just right align them. So one thing I need to do is to make have a border around this some ranges. Okay, so I'm going to select here. I'm going to go to font here, and then I want to have all borders there. And then the same thing I will do here. I'll have all borders right there. And then of course here, let me see. Yeah, let me just have all borders also. By the way, I did this by just holding down Control key, Control right arrow to just to select to the last, to the right, and then Control, still holding down my Control and Shift, and then down arrow key. So I want to actually make everything have border around. Okay, so you want to go to view here. Where do I find this grid line? So I need to remove grid lines. So I'm going to click here. So and I think it's going to show differently for you. So as you can see, grid line here, you can check it and then it shows grid line and then not check it and then. Okay, so it might show differently for you. So because I'm just having two windows side by side. So but let me just remove it. Just let me just walk normal window. It's just I don't like alternating between two windows. Kind of be confusing. But now we are almost done. So if you look at this area, the date, sunshine, I think they are all also text wrapped. Okay, so I'm just gonna go back on the. So I want to have all this drop. So let me just make them bold. Actually, everything here. Let me just make them bold, home, and then bold. And then I want to go to text wrap here, and then text wrap them, and then of course center line everything here. And I think, ooh, it's already showing the way it is in the. Okay, so I think we're good actually. We're good here. Okay. What's the next thing here? Okay. So another thing I actually wanted to show us is this. Let me see. Let me just remove this from text. If I want this not to actually get to the next line, all you have to do is to hold down the Alt key. Sorry, just click. Make sure your insertion point is at the right place, and then hold down your Alt key and then enter. That will move your the rest of the text to the next line, something like that. Okay, so that's how to do that, just in case. Okay, so but let me just wrap them just to be uniform. Okay, the next thing I want to do, what's the next thing? Let's see the question again. So apply formatting in rows 15 to 17 down to row 73. I think the same thing happened. Okay, so I think we've done that already. So all the formattings are already there. Okay, so we've already selected all the what's it called, borders, right? Okay, so what other thing is there? Any detail I'm missing here from the question? 1 and 13 cells. Okay, I think we've done that. Cells in the range of, okay, this must be merged as shown. Okay, I think somehow I think we are done with this. So if there's anything I missed in this part of the question, just let me know. Just put a comment down below. Okay, I'll be glad to uh, see that. Okay, so but I just have to move on. Okay, all right. So number 3, print your spreadsheet showing the values. make sure the page orientation is landscape. Okay, so let's go to file and then go to print, and then we want to make sure that orientation is landscape here. Okay, so our job is to print showing the values. Okay, so all the values are showing. We don't have any formula yet. Okay, the content of all cells are fully visible and can be easily read. Yes, of course. The row and column headings are displayed. Okay, all right, so we just have to go to page setup, and then of course from sheet you want to click on row and column headings, and then you want to okay that, and then your row and column headings will show here. Okay, so let's see if there's another information. Nothing else. So we can actually go and print. So we have about 6 pages here. Now I think the interest is to see the examiner is interested in seeing the finished work. So let me just be sure everything's okay. I think everything is okay here. Let me just bring it a little further in. Oh, sorry, this one is too much. But I think we're good here. Okay. Okay. So I think the examiner wants to see the to make sure that your work is looking like what you have, what is expected. Okay. Okay. So that's just the I think that's the essence of printing this, right? So you don't have to make it to fit on a single page or whatever. Just print it the way it looks. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is actually to print to PDF. It's advisable that you do all this printing to PDF so that it can give you a copy, so that later, depending on how you examine, because you wouldn't know how the ICT will be set up. Sometimes it depends on what you have in your ICT lab. So if you have a printer to yourself or something, you can print immediately. But in some schools, you may have to queue up to print or something like that, depending. Okay, so it's always good for you to print to PDF. So what I'm going to do is just to click on this, and then now I'm going to save this in my work area, right? So you want to save everything. So I'll call this printout one. Or let me see the question. This is question 3. So I'll say question 3 here. Question 3 underscore printout 1. So this will give you idea of the question number and then the printout it is. So this will be printout 1. Okay, and then you save it like that. Okay, now if you go to your work area, you're going to see the PDF form of your printout, and that will, so anytime you can always go back and then print them out just in case. Okay, so you see that everything is there, so you can just print out everything just like that and submit. Okay, so and that's how we're going to be doing from now on, saving them in PDF form, and then it will be easier for you to actually print them out. Okay, so let's save this. So question 4, place in cells B3 to D3 formulate to calculate for each town the average hours of sunshine for January rounded to 1 decimal place. Okay, so let's see B3 to D3. Let's see cells B3. So this is B3 to, let's see the question one more time, to D3. So this is the D3. So this will give us, so we want to calculate the for each town the average hours of sunshine for January, right? Rounded to 1 decimal place. So what we're going to do here is to go to January, this amateur, and then you see amateur here. So we want to calculate the sunshine. This is the sunshine here for January. And then believe me, we already examined the question, figuring out that January runs from here to somewhere. Let's see. Okay, sorry. January runs from here to here. That's A15 to A45, somewhere around there. Okay. So here we want to put a formula here, right? We can actually have average, so we can use average. average here, we want to select our range from here to, if I'm not mistaken, so here you need to be careful, really careful, to be able to get the exact range that is needed. So the exact range should be B15 to B45. So just be sure that you get the exact range here. Okay, and then of course, so that's all we need for the average, and then you can close that and enter, and that should give you something like this, 2.5. Okay, so this error more it's not it's not an error, but it's just pointing out that you did not select from the whole of the range or something like that. But of course, we're just interested in just January. Okay, that's where January ends. So of course, we are meant to round it off to how many decimal places again? To 0 decimal places. Okay, so you want to have the round function, you want to use the round function here. Okay, and then close that up, and then of course comma. You want to have 0. Is it 0 or 1? What do I have there? To 1 decimal place. Did I say 0? So I want to have 1 right there, and then close that up, and then enter. So that should give us 2.5. Okay, so let me just try something out. So you can actually use average if. So you can do average if. Let's try that out. Actually, average if, what should be my range? So my range should be somewhere around here, somewhere around here. Okay, my range should be somewhere around everything here. Am I correct? Okay, no, so I think it's here. Okay, so this should be my range. Okay, so am I correct? Let me remember. I want to use the average if, so I think okay, let me just use that and then see. Yes, that's actually correct. So average, okay, so that would be my criteria. So wherever it sees let's say January, let me use what's it called, position mark here. Whenever it sees January, so I'm interested in just January. What am I doing? Yeah, January here. And then what I need to make it a wildcard, because we have 1st January 2023, we have 2nd January 2023. So I just want, once it sees the month January, okay, whether it's in the middle or anywhere, it has to pick it. Okay, so that should be my criteria. And then comma, so my range, my average range now, what I want to add is actually here, right? So I want to select everything here. Okay, so if I select everything here, the only thing it's going to calculate is where it says January. Okay, and then I'm going to close that up here and then enter, and then that should give me that same figure. Okay, so you can actually use average if, but I don't think it is in the syllabus for IGCSE. Okay, so you can of course round it off or something like that, right? But I don't think it's in the syllabus, so I'm going to remove that, and then let's stick with the average, right? So I'm just going to go to the sunshine again. I want to click and then be very careful to stop at, I think, E45. Okay, so average if is important. Basically, if the the months were scattered or something like that, so probably you might use that. So we want to be sure that we got all the ranges that we need, and then that's it. And then I'll close that and then enter, and that will give me what I want, but I'm interested in rounding it off to 1 decimal place. So I'm going to just use a round and then comma and then 1, and then let me have it the way it was. Okay, so we do the same thing for benching. Okay, so average sunshine, let's be sure, average hours of sunshine for January. Okay, so we're going to do that same thing. So I'm going to just do equals average again. So I like to do it you know, one after another, because this might be very confusing. So benching, you want to select and you want to make sure you stop at E45, which is where January ends. Okay, so of course I'm just going to enter, and then of course rounding again, I need to round to one decimal place, and then close that and then enter. That should be 2.6. And then the next one will be chestney, sorry. Okay, so equals average. So I would like to copy the formula, but sometimes when you copy the formula, it might give you, like, you might just be able, you might just make one mistake. So I like to just do it individually, actually, just to be sure. And then I'll encourage you to do that same thing, because this examination you're taking, so you don't want to take chances. Okay, so I'm just gonna close that and then enter. Okay, and then of course round it up again to one decimal place, comma, and then I have one right there, and then I close that. Okay, so I have 3.4 here. Okay, all right, so that will be for January. Let me just select that done. So place in cells B4 to D4. Let's see. B4. Okay, so that's it here actually. B4 to D4. Okay, I think it's the same formula actually. Formula to calculate for each town the average hours of sunshine for February rounded to one decimal place. Oh, okay. So I think it's about the same thing, but this time around for February. Okay, so we'll do equals, and then we'll just do the same thing, but minding the range. So this time around, our range is going to be from here, which is A46 and down to A73. Okay, and then I'm just going to close that and enter, and that should give me what? Oh, I need to round it off to. Okay, so let's round that off to, and then comma. We're going to have one decimal place. Enter. 2.7, and then I have equals. So this time around, I'm interested in benching average, benching sunshine here. So I'll just get down to 46. So you can there are other ways you can do this actually, but I'm just trying to figure out the best way. So I'm just gonna like select everything here. So E46 to E73. So let's note the range. So I'm just gonna enter. I need to round again, round that off, and then 1 to 1 decimal place, and then that's it. And then equals average. I can actually copy the formula actually. I can copy this formula. But since I'm done already, I can just continue. So for me now, so I want to go down to sunshine, making sure that I'm in sunshine, and then to 46. Yeah, H46 here. You want to get down to 73 here. So this will be your range, and then you want to close that, and that's it. I need to round off again. I think the best thing is to actually copy the formula. The best thing is to copy the formula and then change the ranges actually to be faster for you. Okay. All right, I think that's about it for that question. So we're done with this. All right, so next question. Place in cells D6 to D8 formula to calculate the total number of days that it rained in each of the three towns. The total number of days it rained. Okay. Now, let's see. So if you look at this now, oh yeah, if you look at the rain for let's see. Let me just read the question again. I think I'm okay. D6 to D8. So this is D6. Okay, to D8. Okay, the total number of days that it rained in each of the three towns. Okay. Okay, so if you look at the question here, you find out that the rainfall here, let's say for Amata, which is one of the towns, you see that here you have zero. You have zero. So this zero here indicates that there was no rain, right? So where you have values there, that means there was rain, right? Something like that. So you find out that you're going to use the count if. Okay, you're going to use the count if here. Sorry, or sum if, because I think it's telling us the calculate the total number of days. Okay, so I think it's count if. Okay, so calculate the total number of days. So I'm going to use count if. So count if, oh sorry, I need to have a equal sign. So that's it. Count if within this range, within the rainfall here, I want to select, this time around you're going to select everything within this range here. Okay, I'm going to do comma. So what's the criteria? So the criteria is if it's greater than, if any value in there is greater than 0, because 0 represents no rain actually. So I'm going to use I'm going to just put everything in speed mark, since it's not, it's not a number. So I'm going to use greater than 0. Okay, so this greater than 0 indicates that if it's 0, that means no rain. But if it's greater than 0, 1, whatever, it's going to be. So that indicates rain. So you count the number of occurrence that is not 0. Okay, and then enter. That should give you 35. So we're going to do the same thing for this one. So let me just copy this. So let me just copy the formula, copy this formula, and then press escape, and then paste it here. So I'll be interested in making sure that this so for benching is F, right? So I'm going to just do F15 here. So let me just write F15 to F73. So I will change the range actually. F73, right? So let's see if it's gonna, okay, so that's for the rainfall for benching, right? And then enter, that should give me 23. So we are in order. And then I'll do the same thing for Chesney. Just, I think I've copied that already, so I'm gonna paste it here and then change it to, so what's the, so this I think hit I, so that's I. So I will change the range here, I, and then I15 to I73. Okay, so and then enter that. So that same rule will apply. Okay, so that same rule will apply for rainfall, number of days with rain in Chesney. Okay, so that applies for us, and then that's how we can get that sorted out. Okay, so that's number 5. So okay, so that means we are done with that. Okay, number of days it rained in each of the 3 towns. So I think that is done. So number 6, place in cell D9 a formula to calculate the number of days with more than 7.5 millimeter of rain in Amata. Okay, cell D9. Okay, I think it's about the same, the number of days, I think it's about the same thing, more than 7.5 mm. Okay, so it's about the same, similar formula, number of in D9, right? So I think it's this similar formula. So I'm going to just paste that formula actually. So this time, okay, I think for amateur, right? Number of days with more than 7.5 mm of rain in amateur. Okay, so we're still in amateur. So the same range, which is C15 to C73. So the only thing you just have to change here is where it is greater than 7.5 actually. 7.5. Okay, and then we can enter that, and that should give us 10 average means. Okay, so that's it actually. Okay, so you want to just get where it is 7.5, so it's about 10. It's rain out of the number of days, it rained about 10 days where the rain is about 7.5 mm in amateur. So I think that's it. So that's for number 6. So the next one, number 7. Place in cell D10 a formula to calculate the average wind speed in amateur in January rounded up to the nearest knot. Okay, rounded up to the nearest what? Knot. Okay, so round up is a keyword here actually. So formula to calculate the average wind speed in amateur in January. So we are back to January thing here. All right. So we did, this is the wind speed here, right? So average wind speed in amateur in January. So we still have to use average again. Average. Sorry. Well, why do I miss the equal sign? Okay, so average wind speed. Average wind speed in amateur. So this is amateur here. We're under amateur. So you want to select for just January. So let's stop at 45 here. Are we there? Yes. D15 to D45. I think that's about it. So that will give you the average. Enter. So here the question says that we should round it up to the nearest what's it called? Round up to the nearest knot. Okay. So rounding up to the nearest knot, you're going to use a round up function. Okay, you're going to use a round up function. Round up function. From the keyword there, it says round up. Okay, so you use 0. Okay, so that will give us around 15. Yes, so that will give us to the nearest knot. So that should give you 15, right? Good. So the nearest will give is, of course, you have to use 0 actually. Okay, so number 8. Place in cell D11 a formula to calculate the number of days with a wind speed of less than 5 knots in amateur in January. So this is just January, okay? So in cell D11 formula, place in cell D11 a formula to calculate the number of days with a wind speed of less than 5 knots. Okay, I think it's still similar. So you're going to still use the count if. Okay, so we're still going to use the count if. Let's see. So we're still counting the number of days with wind speed of less than 5 knots. Okay, so for amateur, right? Good stuff. So I'm going to just use the count if again and then select. This time around, I'm going to select from C15 to C45, which should be the for January, and then of course it has to be less than 5. Okay, so here I'm going to have my criteria has to be less than 5, less than 5 here. Okay, so oops, C15, that's actually wrong. It's supposed to be D15, so which will calculate the wind speed. So that's where copying formula sometimes can be a very tricky. Okay, so if I didn't check very well right now, I would have just gone on, right? So you found out that we're interested in the wind speed, actually, not the rainfall. Okay, so I need to change the cell, the what's it called, the range to D. Okay, I want to be sure that it selects D15 to D45. So we're interested in wind speed here. Okay, so I'm just going to enter. So it's going to give me 5. I'm good with that, right? Okay. What's the next thing? So I'll copy this. I will select this. So save your the spreadsheet. Print your spreadsheet showing the formulae. Okay. So first of all, let me just go to formula, and then I will show formulas here. So you want to print showing formula, all right? Print your spreadsheet showing formula. Okay. Make sure the row and column headings are displayed. Okay, so let's see row and column. Let's go to print. Row and column headings are displayed. Yes. The page orientation is landscape. Are you in landscape? Yes, it's in landscape. The contents of all cells are fully visible and can be easily read. Okay. All right. So everything is shown here pretty well. So we're just going to print to what's it called? PDF, and then this is question 9. So I'm going to give this question 9. Question 9 underscore printout 2. This is the printout 2 actually. So I'm going to save that. So that will save your work so far to PDF, so you can always print later on. Okay. Okay. So I think number 9 is done. Okay. So 10, print your spreadsheet showing the values. Okay. So let's remove the formula. Let's remove it, and then making sure that everything is set back to how it was. I think they are. Okay. Okay. Showing values. Make sure only cells A1 to D11 are displayed. Okay. So what you want to do is to select cell A1 to D11 here. Yeah. And okay. So first of all, let's even go to file and then go to print. Of course, you don't want to print active sheets. You want to print selection. Okay, so that will show you the selected part, right? Good. Which we did, which we selected. I hope you know you have to select this, and then when you select it, you make sure you pick print selection, and that will show you exactly what you selected. Okay, good stuff. So the row and column headings are not displayed. So let's remove the row and column heading by going to page setup here and going to sheet, and then removing row and column headings, and then okaying that, and that will remove them. And then the page orientation is portrait. Okay, so let me just make it portrait. Go there, make sure it's in portrait. Okay, and then what's next? It fits on a single page, which it is. So by whatever reason your own is not fitting within single sheet, you can go here and then make sure that you select fit on one page, something like that. Okay, so you can just click on any of them, and then that should take care of that. The contents of all cells are fully visible and can be easily read. Okay, so that's printout 10. So we'll go back there and then print to PDF again, and then of course we'll have a question. That's printout 10. No, that's question 10, printout 3. So question 10 underscore, I'm even writing print 2, print 1. Okay, printout 3. Okay, let me just leave it as print 3 just to be consistent. Okay, I'll save that. Yep, that's for that. I think that's it for this one. Okay, so let's jump to question 11. So in cell E3, calculate the total rainfall for Chesney for January. The total rainfall, okay, for Chesney for January. Okay, so we are interested in the total rainfall, all right? So you can actually go equals and then use sum. So this time around is a total, right? For Chesney, total rainfall for Chelsea for January. So this is Chelsea here. So this is the rainfall. You want to select from here, making sure you stop at 45. Am I correct here? 45. So let's be sure. Okay, yes, of course. I-15 to I-45. So that's for the total rainfall, and then I'll I'll close that and then enter. That should give me 79.46. Okay, is there any rounding up or something? Nothing. Okay, so in cell E4, calculate the total rainfall for Chesney for February. Oh, for February, yes. So I'm just going to, should I? Okay, so let me just copy the formula here. Am I correct? Okay, no. Let me copy from here and then press my escape and then click here and then paste it and then change the range to 46 here to 73 so that should be able to give me my selection. Let me see. So that's the selection right there, 46 to, so that will represent for January, right? The sum. Okay, so that's 94.14. So remember that it says the total rainfall. Okay, so we're not talking about the number of days now, we're talking about the total rainfall. Okay, so that's why we have to use this sum function. Okay, all right. So the question says create an appropriate chart to compare the average hours of sunshine with the total amount of rainfall for the month of January and February in Chelsea. Okay, create an appropriate chart to compare average hours of sunshine, okay, with the total amount of rainfall for the month of January and February in Chelsea. Okay, I think we've calculated this the total amount of rainfall. So let me just say total. Let me just have total amount of rainfall here. Let me just have this rainfall. Okay, so let me just have it right here. And okay, so we're comparing this and this actually for January and February for Chesney and this amount of rainfall. Let me just keep reading and see. So set the month as the category axis. Okay, okay, the month as category axis. Yes. Set the average hours of sunshine as the primary value axis, and the rainfall as the secondary value axis. Set the rainfall axis. Set the rainfall axis to have a maximum value of 100 mm. Fully label the chart. Wow. Okay, so I think let's take it one after another. Okay, so create an appropriate chart to compare the average hours of sunshine with the okay, so set the month as the category axis. So let's take note of that. So let's go and play around with this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is to select everything here. I like to select all data and then maybe maybe adjust them later on. So you want to go to insert. For here, I think I'm interested in line chart here, so I'm going to click on this. Okay, let's see the next question. So set the month as the category axis. So let me first of all go to select data here. So I want this so let me see the month. Set the month as the category axis. Okay. Mm, so as you can see here, Amata, Benchain, Chelsea, total amount of rainfall, they are the category axis here, but I want the month to be category axis. So I need to switch the round column actually. So I need to click here to switch them up. Okay. So that the month will now be the category axis. Okay. Good. And let's see again. So the question said that we should compare average hours of sunshine with the total amount of rainfall. So we are comparing sunshine with the amount of rainfall for January and February for Chesney alone. Okay, for Chesney alone, right? So what I want to do here, I want to remove Amata here. I want to remove Betchin. So I want to leave Chelsea and then total amount of rainfall which we calculated, initially. Okay, so I want to leave them there. Okay, so that's for tells me. So that tells me that okay, that this one is for tells me, right? What I want to do here is to let's see average hours of sunshine. So instead of having tells me here, I want to click on it. I want to edit it. I want to name it as average hours of sunshine instead of having Chesney there, so to be able to give me something reasonable in my chart. Okay. So I will. So if you look at the chart down here, so you will see that this the what's it called? The legend here is tells me, which is not what we want. But this one here is already total amount of rainfall. So we need to change it here. So if I change it and okay that, that will also change the legend here to average hours of sunshine. So which is much reasonable. Okay. So let me see the next. So let me just okay that. As a matter of fact. Let's see the next thing that we need to do there. So, and besides, I need to tell you that the reason why I use the line chart here is because once you hear anything about comparison is always best to use a line chart. Okay, and that's why I jumped into using a line chart. Okay, so once we talk about comparison, so if you go to a textbook, you see that comparison always they always tell you to use a line chart. Okay, so that's very important, and I think I will also leave some of the videos I made on charts in the description below. All right, okay, so let's move on. Let's see the next one. Set average hours of sunshine as the primary value. So if you look at this chart now, you see that the green line here represent average hours of sunshine, and then of course this yellow one a line here represent the total amount of rainfall. Okay, so already the average hours of sunshine is already primary axis, of course, to the left here. Okay, and then the rainfall as a secondary axis. So we need to make the rainfall as a secondary axis, right? So we need to make another axis to the right, which will be the secondary axis, and that should represent the total amount of rainfall. So for us to do this, we need to change the chart type. Okay, so you can actually right click and then go to change chart type, but obviously it's already here up here, on the ribbon here. So I'm just going to click on change chart type. So you want to go to combo down here, combo. You want to this average hours of sunshine here, you don't want it to have all this what's it called, whatever bar here. So you want to make sure it's online also. So this line, so I need to select that, and then also let me just have the same type of chart for both, right? So obviously the average hours of sunshine is the primary what's it called, the primary axis. So this the secondary axis, I need to check this to make the total amount of rainfall to be the the secondary axis. Okay, so this is what we can do here in the change chart type. Okay, so we can okay that. So another thing you need to see is that the category, the January category has been represented here, and the February category has been represented here. So everything is good, right? So let's see the next thing. So we've been able to set the primary axis and then the secondary axis. So the question says here, set the rainfall axis to have a maximum value of 100 mm. Okay. So if you look at this already, this the rainfall axis is already 100, to be fair. Okay, but I like it to start from 0 actually, right? So one of the ways we can do that, how can we do that? So we can right click and then we can go to format axis. Okay, so if you right click on the axis and then format axis, you will see that the minimum here is 70, but I want it to be 0, so I'm going to just knock off this 0 here. Okay, so it's going to be 0, so minimum will be 0 and then maximum will be 100, and then let's see what we have in the chart. So that will arrange itself to be 0 to 100, and this so it will make more sense like this, and this is how I would prefer it to be. Okay, so if you look at the month of January here, if I click on this total amount of rainfall, you see that here it is selected, so it tells you that the first reading here. So if you use the right axis, which is the secondary axis, and then look at the amount of rainfall for January, the January is 79.46, which coincides closely between 80 and between 70 and 80. If you look at it very well, 79.46 is almost 80 actually, so it's very, very close, right? And then if you look at the other end of it, which represents the February, you see that it is 94.14, so which coincides with the secondary axis here. So the same thing. So you compare with the primary axis, you click on the hash line, you will see that that represents Chelsea here, which is the average hours of sunshine. So that will tell you that you're very correct, that everything you're doing is pretty well represented. Okay, so that's for that. Okay, so I think so let me just select everything here. I think everything here is done. Okay, so the next thing is fully labeled your chart. So there's no particular way to label it or something, but the thing is just make it make sense, right? So what I want to do here, I want to go to this plus sign here. You want to select axis. Want to select, so let me just check axis here. Okay, so here at the right side here, let me just select everything, and then I want to write average hours of sunshine. Average hours of sunshine. So in the secondary axis here, you want to select what's it called, let me see, total rainfall in total rainfall. Am I correct? Total rainfall in that should be okay for that. And then here you want to just write month. Okay, so of course that remains, so that leaves us with the chart title. So what can we give the chart title? Let me just give it a comparison of rainfall, and let me just use this, and sunshine in Jan and Feb in Chelsea, something like that. In Chelsea. Okay, so that should be fair. Okay, now look at this. You see that this one has changed. This gives us 0, 20, 40, 60. So anyhow, you can still leave it as long as the highest is 100. But if you want to still make it to be, if you want to actually make it to be in tens or whatever, you can actually go to format axis and then change this to maybe 5, measure to 5 or something like that. Okay, I think it's okay. You don't have to change anything actually. I think it's fine the way it is actually. You don't have to change anything. I think it's fine. Let me undo that. Okay, I think it's fine, right? You don't necessarily have to change anything, okay? Because you just renamed it. The lines are still the same thing actually. It's just jumping one after another. Okay, so if I enlarge it, it's going to actually, you know, give them a reasonable, you know, distribution. Okay, so I think that's fine. Okay, so if you really want to beautify, you can actually make your, you know, your, what's it called, you can make them some bold or some your head in bold, and then make sure that it's actually real black here, something like that. That's fair enough. I think that's for that. Okay, so fully labeled. I think we've tried as much as possible to label. Save your charts. Please a copy of your chart in your evidence document. Okay, so what you want to do here is go to your chart. You don't have to screenshot, just copy it. Copy, go to your evidence here. So this evidence, let me see the number I am here. So this is question 11. Okay, question 11 evidence. Just put that right there, just paste it right there, and then that should do the work for you, and then that's it. Okay, so I think that does it for us here. Please, if you have any question, leave a comment down below. Okay, so any observation, please leave a comment down below. That will help other viewers. Okay, so thank you so much. In the next video, I'm going to look at the web page aspect. Okay, so thank you so much, guys. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.